One of his most loyal customers was Simi, a boutique owner who prided herself on stocking the finest items. She bought exclusively from Iyat, trusting his taste and quality. But as time passed, she began to notice something strange. Customers who purchased certain pairs of shoes returned days later with stories of misfortune, accidents, sudden illnesses, inexplicable financial ruin. Simi brushed off these claims until her own younger brother, who had taken a pair of glossy black loafers from her shop, was hit by a reckless motorcycle rider the next day. Shaken, she confided in Mama Funke, an elderly trader who had spent over 40 years in the market. Mama Funke's eyes darkened as she listened. "Those shoes, they're not ordinary," she murmured. Iyat's wealth came too suddenly. Someone must have helped him. Simi felt a chill race down her spine. She decided to confront Iyat. One humid afternoon, she approached his stall. He was counting a wad of crisp Naira notes, his gold wristwatch glinting in the sunlight. When she mentioned the shoes and the strange occurrences, his face remained unreadable. "Simi, business is business," he said smoothly. "I sell shoes, nothing more. What happens after is not my concern." His nonchalant attitude unsettled her. As she left, Mama Funke's words echoed in her mind. Someone must have helped him. Determined to uncover the truth, she sought out a babalawo, a spiritualist, deep in the outskirts of Lagos. The old man listened patiently as she narrated her concerns, then handed her a small vial of liquid. "Pour this in front of his stall before sunrise," he instructed. "Then watch." That night, Simi barely slept. Before dawn, she arrived at Balogun market and sprinkled the liquid on the ground outside Iyat's stall. As the sun rose and traders began setting up, an eerie sight met their eyes. The shoes at Iyat's stall began to move, sliding, twitching, as though unseen feet were trapped inside them. A murmur of fear spread through the market. Then came the whispers. "Iyat! What is this?" someone cried. Beads of sweat formed on his forehead. He tried to dismiss it as a trick, but panic had already taken hold of the traders. That evening, a woman stepped forward. She was elderly, draped in a faded Ankara wrapper, and her voice trembled with rage. "These shoes," she said, pointing at a pair of red heels. "They belong to my daughter. She died last year. How do you have them?" Gasps filled the air. More customers stepped forward, recognizing shoes that had belonged to their deceased loved ones. The truth came crashing down. Somewhere in his mysterious business dealings, Iyat had acquired shoes from the dead. Shoes that still carried the spirits of their owners. With each accusation, Iyat's confidence crumbled. He turned and ran, vanishing into the labyrinth of Lagos streets. His stall was ransacked. The cursed shoes burned in a bonfire that filled the air with acrid smoke and whispered wails. Days later, a new trader took Iyat's spot, selling shoes as if nothing had happened. Lagos moved on, as it always did. But in the quiet corners of Balogun market, traders still spoke in hushed tones of the man who had once been king of shoes, until the dead came to claim what was theirs. The sun hung low over Lagos, casting long shadows across Balogun market. Iyat moved through the crowd with practiced ease, her headscarf tied tightly and her sharp eyes scanning the bustling street. Everyone knew her. She was the queen of shoe sales, the woman who could sell slippers to a man with no feet. Her stall was always stacked with the latest designs, imported from Italy, Turkey, and Dubai. But what made her shoes special wasn't their origin. It was the way they seemed to bring luck to whoever wore them. Stories swirled around the market about Iyat's shoes. A struggling trader bought a pair and found unexpected success. A school teacher slipped into a new pair of sandals and won the lottery. A politician wore Iyat's loafers and won an election he had been certain to lose. Her customers swore by her shoes, and Iyat never denied or confirmed the rumors. She only smiled, adjusted her wares, and counted her money at the end of each day. But there was another story that few dared to whisper, the one about the man who tried to cheat Iyat. His name was Kunle, a well-dressed young man with a smooth tongue and a hungry ambition. He came to Iyat's store one evening, just as she was about to close. "Madame, these shoes are fine, but the price is too much. Give me a discount now," Kunle said, flashing a charming smile. Iyat studied him, her expression unreadable. "My price is fair. These shoes bring good fortune." Kunle laughed. "Good fortune? Or just good marketing?" "All right, I'll take them." He handed her a bundle of cash and took the most expensive pair, a sleek black leather shoe that gleamed in the fading light. Iyat accepted the money without a word. But later that night, when she counted her earnings, she found something strange. The notes Kunle had given her were fake. The next morning, Kunle strutted through the market, his new shoes clicking against the pavement. He felt powerful. He had scammed the famous Iyat. What could she do? Report him? He doubted it. He was clever, too clever. But as the day wore on, a discomfort settled in his feet. The shoes felt tighter. By noon, they squeezed painfully. By evening, his toes were numb. He tried to remove them, but the laces wouldn't budge. The leather seemed to cling to his skin. Panicked, he ran back to Balogun market. Iyat was there, arranging her display as usual. "Madam, please, the shoes. There's something wrong with them," he pleaded. She looked at him with quiet amusement. "I told you, my shoes bring fortune, but they also take what is owed." Kunle's legs buckled. His feet felt as if they were on fire. The shoes tightened further, crushing his toes. He screamed, but the noise of the market swallowed his cries. By the time the sun set, Kunle was gone. Some say he disappeared that very night. Others claim they saw a pair of black shoes at Iyat's stall the next morning, gleaming anew, waiting for their next owner.